Boo! And welcome to I Need a Hobby, the podcast. I'm this week's host, Chris, and to my right, he pitched to change the name of the Halloween icon to the Alex-O-Lantern.
Ooh.
Alex.
Boo! Hey, Chris.
And to my left, before we start recording, he asked if he was too old to go trick-or-treating. Andrew.
Hello. I'm pretty sure we used that boo intro for the Halloween episode, probably.
Still scary.
Yeah, gotcha.
1 year later.
Twice. So what is this podcast about? We're not exclusively a Halloween podcast. This week we kind of are. But most weeks we talk about challenges, hobbies, and activities. We're three young kids working the 9 to 5, trying to make the most out of the 5 to 9.
Nice. Yeah, we're not even exclusively a Halloween podcast this episode. In fact, we're really not.
More like a
all.
fall podcast or like a gourd-based podcast.
That's true. I guess we had some gourd talk in the last episode.
I actually have a Halloween question that's going to tie into something that I wanted to talk about. Like pranks are allowed during Halloween, right?
I think so.
You mean
like,
tricks?
Like tricks, yeah. Like if I reached for candy and there was a hand in there during like the spring,
it's welcomed.
I would freak out. But if it happens at Halloween, I'm like, that's so funny. But it's like we're recording this a week actually before Halloween.
Yeah.
If someone tricked me now Halloween style, I'd be like, oh, that's fine. What's the spectrum? If someone tricked me 2 days after Halloween, is that allowed?
I think this episode might come out 2 days after Halloween.
That's true. And is it going to be a trick? I mean, Chris is saying boo. Is that even allowed?
It's kind of just like people doing April Fool's jokes on the 2nd. It's like, dude.
Right. But even before, because we saw
life.
this guy recently who I think was pulling a prank. And now I'm starting to think, hold on a second, Alex. You got to sit back and relax. Is this a Halloween-themed prank he was pulling? If not, if it was a month ago, I would say, this guy's a real Jack A, you know?
A Jack A.O. Lantern.
Yes.
Sorry, Jack.
That was his prank. He carved himself. But now, because it's Halloween, I'm thinking, like, what a creative soul, you know?
Sure.
So I'm asking.
Is that...
Well, wait, what was the prank?
Is that the guy we were talking about?
All right, so the prank, we need
to tell the whole thing.
Well, we saw this guy who
Wait, we should tell the whole thing, though, no?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, sorry.
Before, so we were out
you two?
visiting. I was visiting Andrew this past weekend.
Okay.
Without Chris, we recorded a bonus episode.
Whatever.
The no Chris cast. It was such a good time. It was great.
0 listens. 0.
Yeah, no downloads.
And
I tried.
We saw this guy who was, I would describe him as nothing but a rascal. Tall guy, looked like. Do you guys know Jesus?
Oh, Christ?
Jesus H. Christ, that is.
Sure,
yeah. Son of God. Ever heard of him? He looked like Jesus incarnate. So first of all, I thought, like, great. I got to clear my schedule because this is the rapture.
I had stuff to do.
But then I thought, listen, Alex, it's almost Halloween. Who knows? It could be a costume.
Yeah.
But later, so we saw him first.
We saw him and he was like...
He was goofing off with these kids.
Yeah,
that's why I call him a... He was just goofing off.
He was with, like, kids and, like... They were kind of running around, goofing off. Like,
How old was this guy? Like older?
He was. Yeah. How old was Jesus when he died? I think he was 32.
32. Okay.
No, would you say he was probably in his 30s?
Yeah.
Jesus age.
The kids were not like.
They weren't his kids.
They weren't like his disciples, if that's what you're wondering. Yeah. They were just like actual kids.
Judas in the house now.
And so he's running around like actually sprinting.
Yeah,
around.
no joke. Like sprinting full speed.
And then we see him. So then we get some food. We come out maybe half hour later, 45 minutes. See him again. He's walking with a limp and a cane. And I'm thinking,
that's serious.
So first I think we say like, oh, there's that guy again, the man who looks like Jesus, you know.
He had a tough go with those kids.
It looks like Jesus has not only risen, but has come down to save us. But now he's walking around with a limp. So is he pranking us? Is he just straight up lying to get sympathy? Did he injure himself and have a cane on hand? You know?
It was really weird because we had seen him like right when we were getting food, but then the next time we saw him, Alex was actually in line for the bar that we went to. So he was like,
is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, so it was hours later.
I
was thinking it was when we were watching that play, which maybe we'll bring up also.
No. Yeah, we should bring up the play.
Oh, wait, you're right, because we saw him at the play first.
We saw him. That's where we were watching him. Yeah.
You guys had a heck of a weekend.
Yeah, so
we were following.
We were watching this play after we had got dinner.
What kind of play?
All right, yeah. So it was like a.
You guys had a weird day.
It was like a pop-up shop. Yeah, we got dinner at a movie.
Yeah, it's all right.
It was like a pop-up shop of a play. Like we walked out. Actually, when we were walking into the restaurant.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, wait, yeah. Go ahead.
We were walking into the restaurant.
I have an analogy in a sec, though.
And we were literally in an alley. an alleyway of sorts,
Mhm.
and
Yep.
there's a small, like 2 by 3 foot stage, maybe
Yeah.
2 by 4 foot stage,
Mhm.
or like piece of wood that we then realized was a stage,
Yeah.
with like a table on it and like a backdrop.
Very
And
small.
very low budget, like insanely like dollar store esque. And then we ate and we came out and they're like, the play's in 2 minutes.
Wow.
And like you said, we said, play. We're in an alleyway.
Yeah.
And do you want to explain what happened?
Yeah. Well, I would say that no joke. Like this play could have literally been like, this could have been these people. They were like 2 girls that just like had an idea and just performed it. Like
Right.
what I'm saying is this could have been like
we could do
us.
this.
Like actually, we could have
What
just
we're
been like,
saying is,
I need a hobby live show. Come to this alleyway.
Next episode, Alley plays.
yeah, it was bad.
But it was
I'll say. It
really
was
weird.
not good.
Basically, I don't want to go into too much detail, but the play was about. Oh, you know what? I remember the name. I finally remember the name. We were trying to remember the name. It was called "Touching Myself," and it was
I don't
really
think that was it.
It was called that. It was really weird. It was
Already not
like
into it.
And I remember they
was-
announced it as like, this is what girls wish they could say, or like this is what they would say if they weren't holding back.
did they say that?
That's that one of the girls said at the start.
It
So it
was-
was like supposed to be like so like raunchy and like, oh man, they're like,
Yeah, like
They're
oh,
really
I
going
can't
for
believe
it.
they did this.
and
Yeah.
like and they're in public, so we're watching it, and this girl literally says,
wait. Tell them the kid was.
That's
there.
what I'm
okay,
saying.
okay.
So this girl literally says like, I listen for the listeners at home. I'm gonna do a voice.
Oh no.
Some might think it's offensive.
Not your voice again.
This is what they
It's
were
not.
doing.
This
though.
is just what
This
they were
is what
doing.
They were
So it's-
doing. Yeah.
She says, I was just, I'm not going to swear, but she swore, I was just effing a palm tree. I effed a palm tree, she says. But she says the F word.
What?
And then we turn around, and there is probably, like a 5? Was he
Younger,
5?
younger.
He was like maybe, three,
No, older than
4
that. 4 or 5. 4 or 5.
years old. And he's just like, huh? Watching this girl describe what she's doing, these
Hugga,
obscene
hugga.
things to a palm tree.
Yeah.
A palm tree of all things.
How do you
And
want to get started?
Here's
with how
to
you
tie
do
it all
that?
in. That
And
was
this
the
poor
kid that
kid.
the Jesus guy was with.
Yeah.
He was like chasing him around. They were doing like a weird hide and seek esque thing, and the kid just stopped to see this play, and he just walks in. I'm like, oh my god, this is like, little man,
This is
you
X-rated,
gotta
literally.
get out of here. It was so strange because the play started out kind of like normal. It was like 2 girls talking, like,
Yeah.
"Oh, how's your love life?" And they were talking in that voice. Like, I think it was supposed to be like a stereotype thing.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
was,
know.
it was supposed to be kind of.
It was what's it
Overblown.
called? A commentary on that
Probably,
situation. Yeah. And anyway, and then they said the palm tree line and the boy.
The little kid was like, he took out a notepad. It looked like he was starting to take notes. Like, this poor kid. This is
Yeah.
how he's going to learn about this.
And then later that his babysitter or whatever that guy was,
Jesus.
His spiritual leader.
had a cane later that day.
Yeah, so I don't know if we were being pranked by the awful play, by the Jesus figure in my life. Like, something weird was happening.
Maybe the Jesus was somehow part of this commentary. you
And-
know?
Maybe.
it's a big art piece.
Maybe he came in to save the day. He
Yeah.
said, no, you must follow me. No
Maybe
more
he was still
palm
acting.
trees.
He's a supporting actor. Yeah.
Maybe.
And this is to derail it completely, but I forgot about this thing too, Alex, that you might remember, is that when we saw the Jesus guy when we were in line, so it was like homecoming weekend at my school, and there was a lot of people there. It was really rowdy.
Yeah.
And there was this guy trying to parallel park across the street.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
this?
Oh, yeah.
Some guy's trying to parallel park across the street,
Poorly.
and like the
It was
passenger
it was right next to a bar that had like a
balcony
on it.
basically.
Yeah, so everyone was watching him and cheering him on because
Yeah.
he was doing so bad.
And he
That's
just
great.
couldn't do it. And then eventually the passenger like got out of the car and started like pumping the crowd up, like
Yeah.
putting his hands in the
That's
air,
awesome.
trying to get people loud.
Because this was it. He's going to get it. He's going to get it.
And he gets people like really loud. And I guess the only Jesus relation to the story is that he was watching
there
with us. Yeah.
With his cane in hand.
no
As
no
always.
joke, yes. And the car is backing up and it just backs into another car. Like he was trying to fit between two
tragic.
cars. It just completely
do it.
backs into another
And
car.
they broke the drivers, both drivers, broke out into the fight. You know who saved the day?
The girl with the palm tree.
Jesus.
Dang it.
No, it was Andrew.
Yeah, of course.
No one fought.
It was
But it was
just
crazy.
super strange,
It was a
yeah.
crazy few hours.
Like that was nuts. And then the driver whose car got hit ended up giving the guy the middle finger.
Did he? I missed that part.
Oh, you missed that part?
That's fair.
That's
yeah.
too bad.
Yeah. And yeah, that was really interesting. Weird.
Yeah, but what I'm
Weird
saying
situation.
is, if that happened like 2 days before Halloween, I'd be like, oh, this
It's
is
totally
just.
fine. It's
this is
like
Halloween
it's a
town
regular
we're in.
day, Yeah.
But yeah, not close enough to Halloween for the trick.
Yeah,
you know?
that's fair. But it was a treat. It sounds like.
It was a treat.
It was a treat.
All right, but you know what else is a treat? Carving pumpkins.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is actually a treat. Like, carving pumpkins
It's fun.
is great.
So we decided another season coming around. We did a Halloween episode last year.
Yep.
This year
We did a fall activities. Let's
we did fall activities.
mush them together.
Boom, carving pumpkins.
Now I'm sure we talked about this in either of those episodes.
Yeah.
You would probably say carving pumpkins is more of a Halloween activity than a fall activity?
No, I would say fall activity.
I would say Halloween. I associate pumpkins with Halloween for sure.
I associate
I do
pumpkins
too.
with fall,
sorry.
but carved
Yeah.
pumpkins with Halloween.
I associate
No,
jack-o'-lanterns with Halloween.
That's fine.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
yeah. Okay, obviously.
Because if you're carving a
yeah.
pumpkin close to Thanksgiving, I've never seen anyone carve a turkey into a pumpkin. You know?
Mm.
Well, I think that all pumpkin carving is pre-Halloween, but I still consider that a fall activity. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I would
fair.
agree. It's a fall activity, but I think
But you're
I
right.
side with
You
Chris
do
that
make
it's-
most of them to display,
Yeah.
like as like a trick or treat
like
doorstep
you
kind of
used to
thing.
do them to spook someone. And
Yeah.
that's
Sure.
Halloween.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
got
trick.
Halloween all over it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Black cats, whatnot.
do you guys have memories of carving pumpkins back in your youth? Has this been an always?
I did
kind
not
of
do
thing?
that too much.
Yeah, I guess I definitely have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember carving pumpkins.
I feel
but
like
I know I did.
Maybe in Cub Scouts
Oh
you
wait,
did it.
I do. I remember I did one of those classic throwing up pumpkins one time when I
that's
was.
good with all
when I
the
was
guts
young.
from the inside.
Oh, how do you do that?
I was probably in like middle school. You just give the old Jack, lantern.
Mouth.
He's Irish. You give him a really big mouth, and then you take the guts and you kind of lay them out in the mouth.
Right, but
You
so
know?
that you don't actually like rip them out or whatever. You can kind of like have them dragging.
Yeah. You don't have to. Yeah, it's easier actually.
Yeah,
because you don't have
yeah.
to expose. You don't get the seeds though. Sometimes the
Which
best
we'll
part.
Save it for
Yeah,
later.
we'll
Yeah.
talk about that.
But yeah, I must have always carved pumpkins though. I don't know.
Or
It's-
painted. Did you guys ever paint?
Yeah,
pumpkins?
and it's like that's in the same vein. I
See,
feel like that was something we definitely did.
My
That's a bush
my
league thing,
roommate
though.
Alex, the co-host,
Hey.
and I carved with. He's told me he's a big pumpkin carver, and he told me that
He is.
Yeah, he really is. But he told me that painting is actually, I don't know if he was joking, but I think he was serious. He said painting is looked down upon in the serious carving community because you should be able to do things that you can do with paint with like shading of
Oh,
like
yeah.
the pumpkins, which is really
The
cool that
depth
you
of
can
the
do
carve
that.
almost.
Exactly,
For
the
sure.
depth of the carve. And I guess like maybe it's like completely different hobbies, like
Yeah.
like how we weren't supposed to have fruit for the whole 30, but we still did it because you know.
But we didn't
we're
paint.
rebels.
We didn't paint. Did you paint?
No.
Okay.
Phew.
Because I was gonna say painting a pumpkin, it's just painting that happens to be on a pumpkin.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
true.
Whereas carving a pumpkin, like, what else are you gonna be carving a face into?
That's
you know?
true.
Right.
A
Like a
watermelon
piece-
or
yeah.
something.
That is
Weird.
surprising how like it really is like it's so perfect for what the job you do, you know? Pumpkin carving, like you just can't beat it with another
Yeah.
it's
It's like who came up with it?
it's
And
like
why the
peanut
pumpkin?
butter and jelly.
It's
No
perfect.
joke. Pumpkin and carving.
And
yeah.
if pumpkins were like apples, where it's like you could always find a type of apple all year round, no matter what.
Yeah.
Would pumpkin carving be like tied to Halloween?
Probably
like,
not. If
Pumpkins really come around in the fall, so that's why we carve them in the fall.
Mm.
If they were a summer gourd, would we be like, oh, this is our 4th of July carved pumpkin contest?
that'd be so weird.
You know?
No, I guess it's just a seasonal thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
It is perfect, and they're the scariest fruit.
Whew.
Prove me wrong.
They spooked me out.
Prove me wrong.
Can you? How much can I phrase this? Can you? So I know you can have pumpkin like in a pumpkin pie, but can you just like fry up some pumpkin like you like can cook squash? Would that be
Wow.
good?
Oh, like the outside.
Now there's
Yeah.
a
I
difference.
feel like the guts would be kind of good.
There's a difference between a
Mm.
cooking pumpkin.
Oh,
And a
you're
carving
right. When I
pumpkin.
went to buy the pumpkin, it said carving pumpkins.
Yeah,
and-
so they're
Right.
pumpkin. Like I made a pumpkin pie once.
Are the cooking ones the little ones or no?
Cooking ones are smaller,
Yeah.
and I think they
More
have
squash-like.
more like
like meat
fruit
throat.
on the meat. Yeah, on the inside.
Yeah.
Whereas a carving pumpkin is hollow.
Right.
Almost.
so
right,
it's
right.
easier to carve and easier to get all the stuff out.
So I don't know what else to eat with pumpkin though, other than pumpkin pie. I think there's pumpkin soup.
Yeah, I can see that.
I bought some pumpkin spice coffee. Oh yeah, I meant to tell you guys that I had before Alex visited me at school this past weekend. I had a really rough week. I was like up really late some nights. I had a lot of homework, and I was feeling kind of bad about my my work ethic. I felt like I had been just getting lazy, sleeping in.
Come on.
And
Cheer up.
I started drinking some coffee. I got some pumpkin spice coffee.
Where'd you get it from?
Trader Joe's.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, so
stuff.
you got you brewed it yourself?
It's like I
It's
think
not like
so.
a syrup that's added to it, right?
You think so?
Yeah.
Because I like I've gotten the Trader Joe's pumpkin spice coffee. I think it's pretty good.
We use like a coffee filter and
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
a
yeah.
machine.
Yeah,
Because like when you get it at
Yeah.
Dunkin'
Like
Donuts,
coffee.
I don't know how coffee. I still don't know
Yeah,
how
you made coffee,
works.
man.
Well, I wasn't sure if you bought it at like Dunkin', because if you buy it
Yeah.
at Dunkin', they'll put like a syrup that tastes like pumpkin.
Oh,
But
yeah,
I think
no.
that Trader Joe's is better.
It's like-
'cause
Yeah, and it was good, and it
the
was like
actual coffee tastes
same
like
thing. Like back to the coffee episode, but I had no issues with just black coffee, pumpkin black coffee is really good.
Yeah.
But
Now, do
Look
you
at
think
you.
there's any
Yeah.
pumpkin in that coffee?
I don't know. That's what
Yeah,
I was just
I think
thinking.
it's
like,
just
probably
like
not.
cinnamon and
It's just that kind of
fall
flavor. But like
spices.
I think pumpkin like muffins or maybe even donuts are really good. I just like pumpkin stuff in general.
Yeah.
See,
Pumpkin carving is no different.
But do pumpkin donuts and muffins have pumpkin in it too?
oh,
think-
definitely not.
I think there's just
Pumpkin
a
pie
Maybe,
really
maybe
does.
some of them do, but
there's like
probably not.
the spices that you put in a pumpkin pie
yeah.
that has
It's like
pumpkin
pumpkin
in
pie
it.
spice.
Yeah,
They'll
I
take
think
those
you can always do that.
spices
It's like
and put it somewhere
this is
else.
a dumb analogy, but you guys remember that food like runts you would get in like a little vending machine?
Yeah.
Remember the banana runts?
Oh yeah.
Those are like no banana at all. But whenever I had them, I was like, banana runts.
Yeah,
I
that's
love 'em.
true. Yeah, but same with like watermelon Jolly Ranchers.
Yeah,
It
That's
tastes
true.
nothing
that's
like
nothing
a
like
much
watermelon.
better analogy.
You know?
Blue raspberry. What's a blue raspberry?
Yeah. Do blue raspberries exist? Yeah, like
I think so, right?
you know what I learned recently was about boysenberries.
Mm.
That's like it's like a hybrid of berries.
Mhm.
I don't think there's a actual boysenberry.
Oh, it's like the.
I think it means like a mixed berry almost.
Mm.
Not really, like that's a lie, but but it's something like that. Like a boysenberry is maybe like a black raspberry and a pumpkin or something.
So many foods out there. Like,
Well, what about you, Chris? Have you been carving pumpkins?
Not a lot. So I mean, I like kind of like you said. Like I don't have like vivid memories of it. It's something
Right,
I'm
I
sure
probably
me,
did
me
it-
neither. Like we probably
Probably did
did
it once a year. I don't.
Yeah.
I definitely would have done it more than once in
Yeah.
a year, right?
I will say though, my department at work has a big pumpkin carving contest
yeah.
this time of year. Everyone's excited about it. So
Yeah.
I entered last year. Very exciting. Took
What'd you
second place.
What'd you carve?
I think I might have posted on the Instagram
Was that the
a
Drake
year
one?
ago. Carved Drake.
You
rapper,
did that?
Rapper Drake.
That was a full year ago.
That
must
was
be
you that
Halloween.
carved that? That was good.
I didn't carve it.
yeah, I was gonna say.
I told myself the project manager. I had someone else. I had other people. It was like my team did it.
It looked like.
Um,
I think
cool.
that is on the Instagram. If anyone wants
Yeah.
to go back and check, it looked like Drake from
I'll check.
that album.
Yeah.
Oh man, I should know it.
Yeah,
but
Nothing
I
Was
don't-
the Same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Pretty
it has
good.
a little pumpkin, then boys up to something.
Oh yeah. So that was so much fun, and that's something we're doing again this
Yeah.
year.
Now, would you say that's the best thing you've carved into a pumpkin?
Oh yeah, for sure. It was the only time because I think that there is a lot of opportunity in carving pumpkins to like have a lot of fun with it, do stuff
right.
like that. You'll see this year. I didn't do anything too crazy, but stuff like that and seeing like what other people on my team were like on the other groups were doing. Like someone made a burger out of it. I'd heard that in the
That's pretty
past
cool.
someone made a fish tank, bought a live fish,
What?
threw that baby in the pumpkin.
See, that's what I like about pumpkin
Yeah,
carving.
it's like
Is you got the face, you got the traditionals.
mhm.
Then you got like what you did, which is like a step up. It's not
like-
like a
it's
spooky
fun,
face,
yeah.
but it's funny. And then you got like I'm gonna use like like making a burger or
Yeah.
even like the throwing up thing. It's like I'm gonna use more of this
Mhm.
pumpkin to figure out what I could do.
Yeah, and I'd say
Yeah.
What a great art form.
yeah, it was just a lot of fun. People would do. Some people who didn't feel like carving were painting them like into like they buy a lot of little pumpkins and make kind of like a scene.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was a lot of fun, and we had so much fun. Like there was one day, a few weeks ago, we were just sitting around at lunch. Everyone just on their phones googling like funny pumpkin ideas.
Yeah.
It was some great
See,
ones.
one thing I was just thinking about is that maybe we might not remember this much as a kid because maybe we didn't do it so much because maybe it's a little dangerous for kids
Ooh.
to be
Is this our
dealing
most
with
dangerous
these
hobby?
big
All right.
knives and
Well,
stuff.
I was gonna say that the pumpkin carving kits you get as a kid,
but they couldn't have been that good.
I swear to God, they're made of like Play-Doh or something. They don't work.
Yeah.
There's no way you could injure yourself on those kits.
But they're not good though.
They're
Did
not
you
good.
guys
They're not
did
good.
you guys use a kit for this?
We did, but we
this
also
week,
Yeah,
this week we used a kit that was good.
yeah. I used a
Yeah.
decent
It was
kit.
like an adult pumpkin carving.
One thing
kit.
I realized though, so I bought.
but we
this
use
kit,
big knives too though.
Yeah.
I bought this kit from CVS, I think, or one of the stores, and it was like $5, whatever.
Mm.
But I've been just like in stores recently, and I've noticed this. It's the same kit every single place. I wonder if
Yeah.
it's the same one you guys use, but it's just like comes with like 4 little tools. I'm just thinking like how many of these things? Like I bet it's one
But
company who
those
just
are not
makes.
good. I feel like the ones you buy at CVS for $5.
They're not good, but
They're not good at all.
the sheer
But
quantity.
they're
of
everywhere.
them,
You're right.
it's like they must sell millions, and it's like there's such a short window to sell them. It's really like
Yeah, that's true.
2 weeks. They're
That's like when you see those.
Yeah.
You see those like pop up Halloween stores in malls.
Oh yeah. That's
it's
funny.
like how like where do you go?
So, yeah,
where do you
so
go
weird.
for the rest
yeah,
of
we,
the
we
year?
just had like there's one near my house at school that came up like like a week in October.
Like, it's not like
even
when I hear about like a carnival or something, it's like all right, that travels for a few months at
Yeah.
least. This is around for a
Like nowhere to
month
go.
So true.
tops, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
And if it's around longer, people are complaining, "Oh, the Halloween decorations are out already."
Mhm.
You know, they can't win.
yeah.
And then what do? Do they go to like a winter themed store afterwards? Those don't exist.
Mm.
Are the people running the Halloween shop the same people that then turn into Santa Claus and the elves in the malls?
They gotta.
You know, that could be it.
They
Yeah,
take
just
their
to see
pumpkin
it
head
like
off
a-
and
They're just
That's
a
an
seasonal
interesting
people.
idea. Yeah, a seasonal, like they're always seasonal.
Yeah.
just a seasonal business.
In the summertime, they take the summers off. They deserve it.
Yeah.
They
They
go on
deserve it.
vacation.
They can be what?
Easter-
an Easter bunny, a Cinco de Mayo.
Easter, they have
Valentine's
Easter
Day.
bunnies at malls sometimes, right?
Yeah.
That's
And
so
they do have
weird.
the Cinco de
Creepy.
Mayo ferry at the mall I
Yeah.
go to
Yeah.
usually. Yeah. So the pumpkin carving kit that we used must have been better because that came from Alex, who was
Yeah.
the professional pumpkin carver.
Yeah.
And that was like actual like metal, not just orange plastic. Right?
Wow. He just had these lying around.
Yeah, he made a Trump pumpkin.
A Trumpkin. That's what
That
I was
was
thinking. Wait,
really
did he
good.
do that last year?
last year.
I
yeah.
do remember seeing
yeah,
that. That was
was
very
it
good.
was really really good.
The Trumpkin.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, and then we've made other ones in the past. I carved one with him like a while ago now. I think sophomore year of college, and I can't remember what I made, but that's like my other big memory of carving. Because this time I'll get to my creation a little later, but I didn't really take it seriously because I'm not very artistic. So I just kind of was like, here's a funny idea.
So do you try to not do the classic face?
I think I did. I think that is what I did. I bet just
Okay.
a face. Because if I tried anything like
Like a
outlandish,
specific
just
face.
not
it would
come
have
out.
looked. It would have looked
If
stupid.
you tried to do like a face in particular, like
Right.
a
Like
Trump or
Donald
whatever.
Trump.
Yeah. Trumpkin.
Now, what if you
Detail.
do you have any memorable pumpkins that you've done in the past, similar
No.
to like a Drake pumpkin?
No, like none.
One time
Yeah.
I carved a wiener dog into a pumpkin. How about that, guys?
That's pretty solid.
little dachshund. Right?
How?
How? I just did the outline of a wiener dog.
That seems
but
really hard.
no,
No, it's not bad.
how is it clearly a wiener? Like, was it?
Yeah,
It's
right?
much longer than other dogs.
was the pumpkin?
Oh, I
long?
did the whole. No,
Oh,
I
did
did
you-
like the silhouette of a wiener dog.
Oh, okay.
I'll
You
see.
like-
Like, I don't think I have a picture.
Oh,
of it. I'm
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
I can
that's
imagine
another
that.
cool thing that you like turn all the lights off and then you put like a candle in there or your phone
Yeah.
flashlight and
See, that's another
That
thing
looks
with
good.
pumpkin carving. It's like you almost have to, not like do the inverse, but you have to really think ahead about like what it's gonna look like. It could be ruined as soon as you turn the lights off and put a candle in.
Yeah.
But that's the end product, so you got to know what it looks like.
That's true.
That's another
Yeah.
interesting question, though, is how long. So I have my pumpkin, and we'll get into my pumpkin later. But I have it on display at my apartment right now.
Yeah.
In the front, we have kind of like a just a little room before you get into it, so it's like a good place to put it on the windowsill.
Mud room.
Yeah, a mud room of
Yeah.
sorts. And I don't have a candle in it right now.
Right.
It seems a little early. But should I be putting a candle? Like, should I do it regularly? Should it be a
I don't know.
flashlight? Like, what am I supposed to do?
See, to me,
Maybe
I
on
think-
Halloween I'll do it.
Yeah, I think it's a one-day thing. You put
Yeah,
it on
I
Halloween.
agree with
That's
that.
it. I don't even know if I would ever.
I
do
probably won't. But if
that.
I
I would
was
do
to,
it to see what it looks like,
Hmm.
and then. But I don't know if I lived in a place that was like riddled with trick or treaters. I'd probably put
do
a
you
light
guys,
in there and
somewhat related, do you think you're going to be Halloween ready this year? On Halloween?
like to
I mean,
get
it can't
candy.
be that hard.
Because, I mean, this is...
Yeah, what's the question?
so,
What do
like, are you going to buy candy and
Yeah,
like
of
set up for
course.
trick-or-treaters? Do you think you'll get trick-or-treaters?
No,
this
but
year?
I
like
won't. No, I wouldn't do that.
I would love to get trick or treaters.
I
That'd
would
be
too.
awesome.
I think I might get some this year.
I don't know. Yeah, I didn't even think about it. I didn't have any trick or treaters last year, but
Yeah.
I do live in a different apartment.
Yeah. Kind of a residential area.
Yeah.
I
I'm a
might
little
get
nervous.
a trick-or-treater too. Yeah.
See, I just like the pumpkin carving, like displaying them at your house on Halloween or like any time before. It just feels kind of like a weird kind of community thing.
Yeah.
You know, that you can kind of just see and you're like, cool, like this
Yeah.
person is, you know, it's like Christmas lights, but like a little more
little more
skillful
creative.
or
It
something.
shows,
yeah.
it shows you're like really feeling the season. You have
Yeah,
to do something.
yeah, I
Christmas
like that
lights,
a
you
lot.
just throw them.
That is a really
Yeah.
good thing about New England, getting these like defined seasons like that.
I was gonna say,
Nice.
I think pumpkin carving is happening all over the country.
No, but like we
I
get
know,
the
but
best
you know, the
balls
season
for
is
sure.
good.
Yeah.
Probably not in like. You think they're carving any pumpkins in like Texas?
Yeah,
Down like when it's 100 degrees out? You think they got pumpkins?
I bet
they
they-
might.
I bet
they
they're
probably
just
do.
getting
Yeah,
shipped.
I have no idea.
but
I don't
the season thing, I know what you mean.
But I don't
yeah,
know.
like, you don't get.
It
the
wouldn't be
clear
the same. It wouldn't be the
seasons.
same if you
Yeah.
don't. If you're just like if your weather's always the same and you got pumpkins the same time you're going to the beach. You know what? You know.
That's true.
Yeah, I guess I
I'm
don't know.
shocked.
I heard.
Is that what you like about the holidays though? Is just the weather?
Kind of.
I would like Halloween just as much if it's like, especially this year. It's barely even been fall
Yeah.
except for like the last week.
Yeah.
But I'm still getting excited for Halloween. It's not necessarily the weather for me, but you know, it
Whatever.
could be different for other
the
people.
other day, I actually saw a video of one of my friends who just moved out to LA carving a pumpkin on a surfboard.
Oh.
What?
He's a hanging 10.
That's like exactly what you'd expect.
Yeah, crazy.
Should we get into what we carved this week?
Sure.
Sure. Yeah.
I can
I
start.
don't think I've seen. I saw yours on Snapchat. But I I didn't get a good look.
So
Yeah.
I'll tell you my story. I was hanging with my girlfriend. Said, it's the fall. I painted this nice thing. I was like, hey, why don't we carve a pumpkin today?
Yeah, she didn't know it was for the podcast.
She had no idea. And then we get a pumpkin. I'm like, yeah, we're doing an episode on it. She all mad. Not really, but
Chris, are you kidding me again?
The first thing that I was wondering is like, where is the best place to carve a pumpkin? Because we're like, do we just do it in? I was like at our apartment. Like, do we just do it there? It kind of gets kind of gross. There's a lot of guts.
Yeah,
and
it got to
stuff.
be outside. I think what we did at Alex was really great. We just did it on our porch.
Yeah.
I'm thinking outside on a picnic table.
That's
It's
a
like
good
what in my mind is
that's
the perfect
ideal.
place.
We ended up going outside to kind of just like some grass. Like there's like a little hill with some like cows down the street. Kind of cool. A nice fall setting, if you will.
That is
It was
fall.
a great place to go.
Cows.
Um,
And on the other side, there was a hill with no cows, but you know
Yeah.
which one Chris went
I'm
to.
the one with the freaking cows. So that was fun. And we carved it. We set up shop. We stopped at.
So we're talking. You just had one pumpkin you carved together. Or did you each have one?
we did. Went in on a pumpkin. We went
Whoa!
halfsies.
Classic
Whoa!
Chris.
Yeah. What are you
That
thinking?
penny pincher.
Yeah, pumpkins are pricey these days. We bought our pumpkin at Price Chopper, local grocery store.
Nice.
We bought our carving set at CVS. Went up there.
Oh, one.
That was another thing that I wish we did, honestly, though, was like actually go to a dang patch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One funny thing was at my house, like you can see. Did you see this, Alex? Down the street, there's a bunch of pumpkins, and it says $5. Like
Yeah.
a big sign, $5. It wasn't like a patch, but it's
Yeah.
like local farmers that are
It's a
selling it.
stand.
And my roommate Alex bought his pumpkin to carve at like the grocery store, and I think like he didn't know the price till he got to the front, and it ended up being $10, and he was like, whatever.
What?
And he did, yeah, like so he bought $10 for a pumpkin. Then he like goes back, and he literally is like looking out the window of his room, and he sees the thing, $5 pumpkin,
That's
like
funny.
taunting him from his room. He had just
Yeah,
never
ripped
seen
up.
it before.
Yeah, mine were $4.
Well,
Where'd you
I'm
get
pretty
it?
sure. I got them at a grocery store.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Those were
think
like
they're
5 or 6
fine
or
either
something.
way. It is cool, like, because I've driven past near my house even another spot that just says like $5 pumpkins. It's just like a,
Yeah.
like I was saying, it's just a community kind of thing. You
Yeah, but
just
I'm
go,
not
you
buying
get
the
'em.
pumpkins to. I'm just buying them to. I'm not eating them.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not like I'm getting a low quality pumpkin.
That's true.
Yeah.
And
Oh
I
yeah,
don't really
yeah,
care
yeah,
about
yeah.
pumpkins,
I'm just saying it's just
Yeah.
it's a good option.
But it's always good to support your local pumpkin stand. You know?
yeah, of course.
So we carved pumpkin. We cut open the top, ripped out all the guts. That's a lot of fun. I
Yep.
wish that I'd saved the seeds.
Gotta save the seeds. I'm munching on some right now.
I
Yeah.
am too.
Another treat.
Here's a pro tip. Hear that?
Yeah, we can hear it.
Save your seeds, roast them up. It's a fun little Halloween
Well,
snack.
what'd you put on this? I'm like, what? It's
Put a little olive oil. I texted my mom. Mom, how do you make roasted pumpkin seeds? She said, "Listen, Alexander." She calls me Alexander. You haven't talked to me in months. This is the first thing you send me is, how do you make roasted pumpkin seeds? My God.
No surprise.
And she
But she
said,
still told you.
she said, toss them with some olive oil, throw a little salt on them, put it in the oven at 325, 35 minutes. Mamma mia, it's delicious.
That is really good.
It's pretty
Yeah.
good. It's a good snack.
It
you
tastes
know?
kind of like popcorn, I think,
Mhm.
Yeah,
or like we
just
said
like
the
salt.
texture.
Just kind of tastes like salt.
Yeah, it's like a decent
Yeah.
snack, I guess.
The one funny thing though was with all these guts, I'm outside and I'm like kind of far away,
Yeah,
and I'm like, what do I? Because I can't just leave it there, even though it is like you know
You can't leave it there.
from the earth. So I found a random bag in my car and just put them all in there.
That's what Andrew was doing.
It's pretty. It was
Yeah.
just kind of weird.
That is weird, but
It is-
you're
yeah,
right.
you're right.
What do you do? Like,
Yeah. Right.
I even felt weird
I want to get another
throwing
pumpkin.
out like the guts
Yeah.
in like. What are you gonna put them in like a kitchen
Yeah.
garbage?
Yeah. Take out that trash
You
right
know,
away.
it's gonna smell like pumpkin in there, and now it's pumpkin spice. You know?
Yeah,
Mm,
I
True
wish.
pumpkin. But yeah, I mean, nothing too crazy here. Just carved
What did it look like?
a standard face, and
Do you have a picture?
I don't know if I do.
Chris.
Yeah, I realized this. I
Chris,
realized this earlier.
I'm
today.
starting to think Chris didn't even carve.
I'll post it on the Instagram
He's
today.
busy looking at those cows.
Just post the Drake one again.
If you're driving, yeah, that thing was great. If you're driving by my apartment tonight, you can see it displayed. But
I'm starting to think Chris has never carved a pumpkin. He commissioned a Drake one. He got his dang girlfriend to carve this one.
the funny thing, so it was just a pumpkin with a nice toothy grin.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Classic.
That's a classic.
I did have a lot of trouble just like because I bought these cheap tools. Like I would like carve the eye.
Yep.
Then I'd start pushing, try to get
The eye. It's a cyclops.
Yeah, get ready for it.
That is scary.
I couldn't so I'd push, try to get it out. I'm like, it's not going. And she
Right.
would be like, you like scratched the
Yeah,
outside
you
surface.
really went in.
She's like, you gotta really like
Yeah.
be tough with this pumpkin.
So yeah, I had that problem with like I use like a big knife, so every time I would do that, it would actually make like a huge incision.
Yeah.
and I
I
was
was the
like,
opposite.
oh
Like,
crap.
too much. You can't. Not as precise.
Yeah,
That's why those kits, in theory, like
Are good.
great.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You could be very precise with them. It's just I feel like they never work. Even the good one that we were using broke.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow.
Well, that was me being dumb, I think. I used our friend was using the big carver or whatever, so I used the incredibly
The very fine
fine
one.
tuning one.
Mhm.
I just tried to jab it into the big thing and it just broke.
Immediately
It snapped
broke.
immediately. But on the bright side, we were able to use that
Helped
for
me, yeah,
Alex's
yeah.
pumpkin because
I'll
Alex.
say what I.
yeah, sure, go for it.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
your
decided. I said to myself, "Listen, this is Halloween. I got to think of what the spookiest thing of all time is. What do I think about?" And I start to tremor. What do I start shaking in my boots? The 9 to 5. That's the scariest thing of all.
Ooh,
I want people walking by my pumpkin and going, ah!
Yeah, they see all the scary faces
They see Donald
Oh my
Trump.
God.
Ooh, they see Andrew with his, They see, whoa!
That's funny.
So I carved out, I haven't carved a pumpkin in years.
In
since
months.
Since I haven't carved
April.
a pumpkin in 2 months. No, I haven't carved a pumpkin in a while since I did that wiener dog one.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't really. I just thought, I'll carve a 9 out and I'll carve a 5 out and a dash in the middle. So I carved the 9 out. Little do I know, there has to be a hole in the middle of the 9. You
true.
can't have a floating hole
Yeah.
in
Make any
space
sense.
unless you're defying the laws of gravity. Then Andrew, this goofball over here, this numbskull breaks a tool. I say, oh, that's perfect. So I use the fine knife.
Yeah. It's like
Use
a
it-
toothpick size.
Use it to hold up the little hole in my 9. It worked perfectly.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow,
So
that's fun.
he jabbed it into the top of the 9 and then had the
It'll be on
Wow.
Instagram.
hole on
Yeah.
the bottom.
I'll take a picture.
Yeah, we'll post it on Instagram. So Alex comes up with a good pumpkin. Says
9
9
to
to 5. Pretty low effort. It
I
was
wa-
just a fun time. Nice weather. We just kind of hung out
Sorry?
and did it. Right?
Low effort.
I mean,
Dog.
you could have tried a lot harder.
Yeah,
was
so
saying.
I was going to do just a face.
Yeah.
And then when you were like, oh, I'm going to do this one, I was like, oh, I guess I'll do the 9 to 5, which is for some reason a step above a face in my mind.
Yeah. Well, mine was really stupid.
At least I put some thought into it. That's what I mean. I was just going to do
A dang jack.
very low effort. Yeah, an actual jack.
Yeah.
So explain yours.
So for mine, first thing I noticed is Alex got these huge pumpkins.
yeah.
They were not, they were no joke. So
Yeah.
we had a lot of surface area to
I'll
work
take the
with.
big boys. Thank you.
So I carved out the top part, and I didn't really know exactly what I was doing. And then I was like, maybe I can fit my head underneath,
Oh yeah.
No, that's not how it happened.
Yeah, it is.
Before, no, it's not.
Oh, jeez.
Before we even started carving, you said, I think I'm going to make a helmet. And I said, what? And you said, I think I'm going to make a helmet out of my pumpkin.
Oh, no.
That's not true either.
That's
but-
true. That is
Okay,
true.
not all of it like that. I
Well,
don't think
you-
I
I-
talked to you like you were 2 years old. But
You said, "Sit down, Alex."
It was before you started carving it that you.
all right,
had the
I guess
idea.
in the
'Cause
back
that's
of my
when
mind,
I-
I did want.
That's
to
when
do
I
that.
changed my idea to
Yeah.
the 9 to 5 because I thought, listen, his is gonna look insane. I gotta at least do mine as basic as possible. Just 2 numbers.
Yeah, I just figured that I had the space, and all I needed to do is cut out eyes in the mouth, and I'm good because
Yeah.
I can't do the other stuff.
Mm.
Maybe I am thinking now that I want to get another pumpkin and put a second effort in. I mean, it's $5, right?
Yep.
But my pumpkin, my artistic
I thought
ability.
yours was good.
No, thank you. I did think it turned out pretty good in the end, but I was just thinking that this is near the ceiling of what I can come up with. So yeah, I made it. It was kind of fun actually because I put the pumpkin on, and that was pretty scary because I had to put it on without carving anything besides the top, so that I could know where to put the mouth hole and the eye holes.
Did it
That was kind of scary. I
in
didn't like that.
in Batman: The Dark Knight Rises when Bane is talking? Sometimes he'll say "I wasn't me until I put on the mask." Did you feel like you turned into a jack-o'-lantern?
Yeah, I mean,
a
you tell me.
supervillain?
I think when I did put that on, I started taking the knives, and I was kind of acting a little, probably a little, maybe a little
You
uncomfortable.
said, "I'm taking over this city." We're in the
Yeah,
middle of
like you
nowhere.
thought I was joking. Luckily, I was able to. My head was getting itchy. I had to take the mask off.
Or you
and
were
I
like the
forgot all
mask
about
in
it.
Jim Carrey, where every time you put on the pumpkin as a mask, you turned into like a cartoon guy.
just goofing around. Didn't he have I don't know. I feel like he was like Mr. Fantastic in that movie or something.
He was,
But
yeah,
probably
he
not.
definitely
Was
had
he a little
like
slimy?
out of this world abilities.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay. Yeah, so I made a nice mask. It actually was kind of scary looking in that boomerang that you took.
It's so
It-
funny.
it is. Did you see that, Chris? or
Yeah,
no?
yeah,
It
yeah.
was like a little. It was creepy.
Yeah,
I don't
it
know
scared
something
me.
about it.
Even
And,
when I was filming it, I think I actually dropped my phone out of fright. I was like,
Ooh.
there we go. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
And I dropped
Where
my
did
phone.
you go?
and it was funny because I kept trying to take like a selfie, but like
You couldn't see the.
because like I put the eye holes where the eyes are. It like it would be like your nose is like blocking the view.
Yeah,
Like it was
your
still all
eyes-
pumpkin,
I'm
so
gonna
I
pull up a
couldn't
picture.
see directly in front of me. I had to see like out of each eye, kind
No
of.
peripherals.
I'm gonna pull up a picture.
So it was
but
hard to take
I think
pictures.
your eyes were a little far apart in the pumpkin, to be honest. This one's kind of funny too. You almost look like a Lego man. Here's
Oh, wow.
Oh my God! Yeah, that
pretty
is.
good.
Wait, let me see that again.
That's
That's a pretty
pretty
good picture.
You look like one of those
post that on-
DJs, like Dead Mouse.
That's what Alex said. Yeah,
Dead.
that I look
Let
like.
me hear it.
I literally look like that guy.
Ready
Yeah.
for the drop. Ready for the drop. He just plays Monster Mash.
Yeah, so that was a good time, and then my roommate Alex made a really good pumpkin that I wanted to talk about. This Chris doesn't know about this,
Yeah.
but it's
I didn't see the finished product, but I heard about that.
Oh, really? Well, we should post that on the Instagram too. It's an interesting idea. So basically, this could be like a new segment. Like, write in if you think this is weird. So
Yeah, because I think, my opinions have shifted, but the people we were
People-
with had very differing opinions on if this was weird. Or
I
not.
actually called our friend Nikki, Chris, because I wanted a girl's opinion on whether this was weird or not. So
Alright.
without further ado,
That's fun.
we have these we have our house and it's like a 2-unit place. So it's a pretty big house and
Yeah.
there's 2 units, but they're not the exact same. Not really important to the story. But the point is that they're
Tell
like
me more about the
they're,
setup.
they're like next. They're like I
It's
can't
like a
explain it. They're
like a
like-
duplex.
What are we talking with the feng
it's
shui
like a
in
duplex,
this
but
place?
they're different floor plans. Whatever. Point is that they're next door, like to me,
Yeah,
in the same house, kind
yeah,
of.
yeah.
but
Okay.
different.
But let me
Totally
get straight,
different.
different floor plans. Anyway,
I'm better ones.
and we've like never talked to them. It's like they're girls and they're actually on the varsity softball team at my school.
And it's been a
Oh.
few
Like
They're
months.
D1 softball players. It's been a couple months. We've never talked to them. We did talk to them like the first day, and so like I said, different floor plans. They actually have a garage and we don't. So we put our
Right.
bikes in their garage, thinking that would be totally fine because
Oh, no.
they're just using it for storage. And like the only time we talked to them, they were like, "Yeah, I don't know. I don't really want to ask my roommates if that's okay. So it's probably better if you guys just don't put them in the garage." So that's our only interaction. Is
They don't want
they
to have a
would not let
conversation about
our
bike.
bikes in the
Like,
garage.
hey,
So that was weird.
I'm
But
Andrew. Hey, I'm Christine. Get your bike out of my effing garage. Okay?
that's more or less what happened.
Wow.
Like names and then and then it was like just trying to be nice. Like, yeah, so like we have these bikes. Can we put it in the garage? Like, no, I don't think that's a good idea. Like, okay, cool. Never talked to them since. But
That's so weird.
they
Oh
do
my
see
God.
us. They do see us playing episode 51 catch,
Mm.
and they are softball players. So we're
Mm.
thinking,
They're great at catch. I'm
maybe,
sure.
yeah, maybe they'll play catch with us sometimes. But anyway, so the idea that my roommate Alex has is we carve this pumpkin. It says UMass softball.
That's hilarious.
And we either leave it
Oh,
because they
God.
have some pumpkins on their like front steps, basically.
Yeah.
We either leave it there
Oh, that's so funny.
randomly, or
We, like,
we are
present
actually
it to them.
we're actually having a Halloween party this weekend. Listeners, mess with me for the for the address.
Okay.
And
Please
and,
don't.
and we definitely need to say like to our neighbors like, hey, we're having this Halloween party, and we're wondering if we should just say like, hey, yeah, we're having this party. Nice to meet you guys. Feel free to come over.
Nice to meet you
and
guys.
what's this behind my back? Here's what we paid for you.
That's so funny.
UMass softball.
That's not bad. That's a pretty good idea.
That's what our friend Nikki said because originally we were thinking of
I mean,
Just
of
hiding it in their bedroom.
just going into the house and being like, "Hey, we made you something."
made
Like
you
the options were like leave it out on the porch
Which is
or
weird.
front steps, or go in and be like, "Hey, we made you this. Hi, nice to meet you." But instead, if we go, "Hey, we're having a party. By the way, here's this."
I
Now
mean-
let us put our dang bikes in the garage.
Yeah, that's true.
This is
That's what-
ridiculous.
Here's
that's
the
what you should
truth.
have carved into the pumpkin. Let us put our bikes in your garage.
That's what it says on the back. You like never know.
That'd be so funny.
It's weird. It's weird, but
It's definitely weird.
the way you
but-
said that, like, invite them over, it's just weird. It's just
not,
so
dude.
weird.
That's ridiculous.
But
I
it's
think
not bad.
funny.
No, I
It's
think it's
harmless.
funny.
It's harmless, so it's fine. I don't think it's bad. But it's certainly weird. You have
I'm
to admit
shocked
it's
that everyone
weird. It's a
thought it was so
pumpkin.
weird.
It's a weird thing to do.
Yeah.
Oh, it's definitely weird.
But
But it's
funny,
like
yeah.
it's like if hypothetically we all live in a house together, duplex, totally different floor plans, totally different.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into it, but it's like we have a 3-bedroom, they have like a 4-bedroom.
yeah, and you have 2 garages and
we have the garage, they have
three.
the attic.
My
So-
bikes are just thrown all over the lawn.
But if we get I Need a Hobby pumpkin, just unbeknownst, I would love it.
Yeah,
One.
that's true.
Yeah.
But it's definitely weird.
No, I feel like that's the point though. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think
it's
that's
not like I'm not a regular guy. I'm not like the other guys. I'm
there we
weird.
go, dude. There we go.
But like,
I quit the podcast. No,
Yeah.
I quit the
again,
podcast.
again. But I don't know. That's like the idea is like we've already gone this long without talking to them. I don't really know how to do it normally. I guess we could just do it normally, but you know,
Yeah, but it's fun. It is funny.
it's
and
funny,
who cares?
right? It's funny, and who cares?
I'm
That's
starting
like the idea.
I'm starting to lean towards just leave it there.
That's the
that was what
funniest.
I think we
But
should
they're not
do.
gonna
And
know
no,
it's
here's
from you.
here's what I think. Leave it there.
Mm-hmm.
Knock on the door. Hey, we're having a party. I love this pumpkin you guys buy. We carved some pumpkins too. They'd be
Yeah,
like,
put one on your sip
Yeah.
that says like UMass weirdos. And they're like, yeah, someone left one for us too. Like, who's doing this? Andrew, how the heck are you? Hey, I got a 2-seater bike in the back. You mind if I
totally.
you mind if I slide into your garage? Maybe we can go for a ride sometime.
Another thing with the bike thing.
What's my podcast? I have an episode on cycling now.
Check out
Yeah,
my
but-
place. Totally
you
different
guys,
floor plan.
you guys were here for this, I think, one time where I was like screwing on my milk crate. Were you guys there for that?
Yeah, it took forever.
It took so long,
We were
right?
there for
Okay,
that.
no
that was
joke.
in their garage.
It was in their garage. It took so long. I used like these hose clamps, which you can get them at like Home Depot or Lowe's.
Not
They're gonna-
important. Not important.
Yeah. Anyway, and anyway, and I got like a size that was way too big to be clamping, so I had to tighten it so much.
Yeah.
I get back from the summer after leaving my bike in the garage. The milk crate is undone. I had totally forgot about
Oh,
that.
really?
Wow.
Yeah, someone had undone the milk crate.
Ooh, that's spooky.
It
man.
is weird, right?
Yeah.
And like the
That's
the
weird.
girl we were talking to, the only time we ever talked to them was like, yeah, like our landlord thought it was like previous tenants like left their bikes. Like, yeah, I left. Like, what? Why would we leave these like nice bikes in
Yeah.
there? I got
With a milk
the
crate.
bike was my birthday present. No joke. Like I was really,
But they left the
scared
bike
that,
there, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like
thank God.
they were literally thinking like, oh yeah, we were probably gonna like
Take it.
send them away or something. I
Yeah.
was like, whoa, like Jesus.
I don't like
Yeah.
these UMass softball
Yeah,
girls.
me either.
Yeah, hopefully they don't listen.
That
to
is
this
weird.
ever.
That is a little weird.
But anyway, yeah, I was just shocked that like the milk crate was not put on with like now it is just put on with like zip ties, so
Yeah.
it could be easy to take off. But that was like a ton of work to put on. It
What's-
literally took me 20 minutes to put on.
what was the point of taking?
I
the
have
milk
no
crate
idea.
off?
I have
Yeah, right,
no
that's
idea
weird.
what the idea
And it was just the milk crate was there.
the
still?
milk crate was still there.
Mm.
Were the hose clamps still there?
The hose clamps were in the milk crate.
What?
Yeah,
So it was just disassembled for no
Yes.
reason?
that is.
That
I
is
actually
very
have. I had forgotten
That's
about
a mis-
that.
that's
That
a
is,
mystery.
Like, very very
Maybe
weird.
someone used it. Maybe someone took a little ride to softball practice.
Probably, maybe. Anyway, so yeah, we're just thinking, this could be a way to start a friendship with these people.
No, these girls suck. Smash the pumpkin on their doorstep.
Do they seem nice though? Besides the bike, do you think? Like, are you interested in forming? Like,
um,
do you see it
well,
going past this pumpkin exchange?
They're. I didn't want to say this. They're one of the. At least one of them is a New York Jets fan. So that is pretty bad.
That's all right.
No, but I don't know.
I was like, "Where's Andrew going with this? This is gonna be bad."
they seem fine. I guess. Like I mean.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could definitely respect any kind of like varsity athlete at a D1
Yeah,
school.
that's
You
very
must
good.
be like kind of.
Respect, I guess.
You must have some kind of
Work ethic
something.
and whatnot.
Yeah, something good. And sometimes I see them go to get the mail, and then usually I'll wait for them to come back, and then I'll go check so that it's not weird.
Nice.
Uh-huh.
That's
Great start to a
I would
friendship.
do that too.
I don't know. And then like we play catch, and they wave to us sometimes.
And they watch it.
Those
They watch.
kids suck at catch.
They probably
They're probably some of the-
don't like us.
They're probably some of the best catchers at your school.
You should
Yeah.
start playing catch with a softball, like a big softball.
That'd be really funny.
You know?
I feel like that'd be
Oh,
like
softball.
taunting them almost.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, my friend Tim was like, yeah, I really want to ask the softball players if they want to play home run derby. And I was like,
That'd be fun.
I thought it was
That is
funny,
kinda
but
funny.
like, I couldn't help but think that was like somehow like not okay to say. Like, I feel like that's like
You think
the
it's him saying
equivalent.
like, "I could be on the softball team if I was a girl."
I feel like that's like the equivalent of like going to like a, I don't know, maybe cut this part
hit
out.
me with another one of your
But
famous analogies.
going to like a rough part of town and being like, who wants to play me in basketball? You know what I mean? Is
Yeah.
that too far? But like,
no, I don't think it's too far. I just don't really get it.
I just feel like it's like a,
It's like going to a basketball
it's like
player. And
it's
asking
like
if he wants
it's
to
like
play basketball.
assuming that like I don't know, home run derby is not softball at all. It's totally unrelated. You know,
Okay.
that's like yeah, like who wants to do
Yo, you want to play some cricket?
yeah, like who wants to do a dunk contest? You know, it's like
Yeah.
it's weird. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
gotcha.
So anyway, that's totally unrelated to everything, but. We're thinking about it, What if
Yeah.
what if we just do it all at once?
You
we
have to
we
do
bring
it
the
now.
pumpkin.
Now that you're putting it
Come
on
to
the
my
podcast,
party.
you have to do it.
Let's do home run derby. Let's watch Patriots
Come
versus
to my
Jets.
party. I'll dress as Jose Canseco. You can be Mark McGuire. We'll be hitting dingers all night.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry I went on so long about that, but you know what? We're gonna do it. I'll
Yeah, I'm
update.
excited.
I'll update. I wish I had an update now. They might. It honestly, this might be occurring right now.
Yeah.
We almost
Yeah.
did it yesterday, and then everyone got cold feet. So then now that I'm gone recording with
It'll
you
probably
guys, perhaps they're living it up.
Yeah. Dang.
So we'll see.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'll be excited to hear the
Cool.
update.
Yeah, I will update.
All right. Well, talked a lot about pumpkins. We ready to get into ratings?
Yeah,
I guess
I'm
so,
really
yeah.
excited to rate.
Yeah. So here on Any Hobby, each week we rate our hobby, challenge our activity on a scale from 1 to 10, and we say yay or nay. Will we continue the hobby? So this will be. Are you gonna carve a pumpkin next October?
Yeah, or at least look forward to
Yeah.
carving pumpkins, right?
Yeah, Alex, what do you think?
Well, you know what? I started carving this pumpkin, the 9 to 5 one. Ugh, it gives me shivers just thinking about it. How scary. And I carved the 9 out before I fixed the hole, and I thought to myself, this sucks. Like, I just messed up the stupidest pumpkin ever. Literally just 2 numbers
That
I
was
messed up.
frustrating.
Like,
And that-
I was embarrassed. I was upset.
On the back of the pumpkin, like it was really dirty for
Yeah, it was
some
like,
reason.
it had like warts on it somehow.
like,
Like,
insanely
I think
dirty.
the pumpkin had acne.
It was like gray basically, so only one side was usable. So that
Yeah.
was Alex was like, "Oh, I'll just turn it around," and then it's like, "Oh."
Mine,
this
I had a
is
9.
terrible.
It kind of looked like a G or a Q, but it was a 9. It was like,
Mm.
this is not good.
Yeah.
But as
Tough.
soon as I figured out how to get that hole in,
It really
to make
changed
it look at a
everything.
9, I was
Yeah.
like, this is awesome. Like, this
We're
is
back.
great. Like, I love
The
this.
5 was good, and the dash.
I was happy
good.
with the 5. Dash was,
I mean-
honestly, the dash was great. The dash was dashing, I honestly. But it was great. Like, I just saw the
was fun.
potential. I saw the potential in pumpkin carving.
Yeah.
And seeing like the Donald Trump that your roommate did last
Yeah.
year, and seeing online all these pumpkin carving things, like, it's not easy to carve a good pumpkin, and it's very impressive when you see a really good pumpkin
For sure,
carved.
yeah.
Like when you
I
see
got a lot of respect for it.
a pumpkin with a candle in it and it's dark, and you see the different shades, and you see everything involved in making it, and it's using the whole pumpkin, using everything. It's like, dang, this is actual art. You know?
It's kind of like a sport, like
yeah, very athletic.
Yeah.
dare I say a hobby.
It's like catch.
Yeah, but it is like
But yeah, it's something that you can get pretty serious with. Is what
it's
you're
like when I
saying.
go to an
It's more than meets the eye.
it's like when you go to a
Mhm.
museum and you see a sculpture and you're like, it just hits you like, this is not easy to do at all.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there's so much detail in here that I wouldn't even think about putting in,
Like,
let alone
one
know
mistake
how
can
to
ruin
put
the
it
whole
in.
thing.
You
Yeah.
know? And so Michelangelo should be carving pumpkins. That's all I'm saying. Great hobby. I'm not as
Can
deep.
you imagine?
I wonder if he has. Like, the pumpkins would be long gone.
He might have
Maybe
been the first
did.
pumpkin.
It's not like he's going to have a photo of it, you know?
Yeah. I bet he just made like a little helmet.
Yeah, it's like he put it on the statue of David. Look, it's his costume.
Yeah.
I'm not as deep into pumpkin carving as I would like to, but I don't know if I ever will be. Like,
Yeah.
it would be fun to know how to make a really like intricate carved pumpkin. I'm sure it takes a lot of effort, a lot of time, but it's still cool. 7.5 out of 10. I guess I'll say yay because I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to my next carve.
Cool.
And maybe I'll get a little deeper into it as the years go on.
Hmm. All right, Andrew.
All right, what I will say is that I feel like that pumpkin carving is really good for like a small social thing. I feel like I
Yep.
use this a lot in the Catch episode, where it's just you kind of hang out, you could talk about whatever.
Yeah.
You're carving your own pumpkin, you're doing your own work, but like, yeah, Chris, that's one thing you should carve your own pumpkin. I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like that is kind of
I agree
essential.
with that.
Like
I think,
like
yeah, it is
everyone
good to,
having their
like,
own
own it.
pumpkin is really nice
get by
to
that.
you just do
You
your
talk
own
about each
thing.
other's pumpkins.
And yeah, exactly. You could. It's really like your own kind of flair.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had a good time with it. I didn't have like a great time, I guess.
You got lost in your helmet.
Yeah, it was like fun, but it's just the same thing for me. I mean, we did the painting episode. It's like I can only get so good at it,
Yeah.
and to me, the biggest benefit is the social aspect. Like, for instance, like I'm using like Rubik's Cube again, but Rubik's Cubing alone, still fun. Rubik's
Yeah.
Cubing with you guys, insanely fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Carving pumpkins alone, I don't think I would have that much fun.
That's good.
So
I would agree with that.
I'm gonna give it a 5.5.
You can eat the seeds alone, though, and it's
that's
still
true. It's still
delicious.
fun.
Jeez.
5.5, yay! Because I actually am looking for it. I hopefully will do another one this fall and in the future.
Cool.
Nice. 5.5, yay!
Awesome.
All right, Chris.
Yeah, carving pumpkins. I'll say, and I've said it before, definitely not the most artistic person, but I did have fun with this pumpkin. I don't know. Something about it. Something about like
Something about the cows in the background.
such a scene. It's fun to like. I think there's something cool about when you carve it and you know it's like it has to be right. It's almost like there's some pressure to it because
Yeah,
if you
like,
like
this is my
if you mess
first
up your
try.
9, then you could be in trouble unless you break your knife or
Yeah.
whatever you assemble.
Yeah.
Now, unlike Bob Ross, where he would say like, that's just a little happy little accident or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
you could work around
It's
it.
a tragic accident.
Carving your pumpkin the wrong way, my God, you got to
You should
spend
have seen Alex.
$4 more.
Mhm.
You know,
When Alex carved his pumpkin the wrong way, he said, "Give me your helmet. Give me your helmet." He put it on,
I'm the Pumpkin King now.
and he was a maniac. It's insane what that thing does to you.
Call
It
me
really
Jack.
Is scary.
I think another good benefit from this is you get a decoration in the end of it. You
Yep.
know, you get something that you can
That's true.
display.
Yeah.
Something nice, something I got to bring back to my house. Everyone said, "Wow, look at this guy.
Yeah.
He's
Even-
seasonal."
Even though, he commissioned his girlfriend to carve a pumpkin.
I did a lot. I will say it's funny because it's
Yeah,
like
you got it, babe.
the mouth. I did the right side and she did the left side, and it's so clear who did the right side.
You gotta get your own
I gotta
pumpkin.
I gotta
Yeah.
see this
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah.
I
I-
love the idea of commissioning. Just like Chris, like for some reason I'm
Worked
picturing
for
him,
me.
I'm picturing him like sun tanning or something. Like, let's go, babe. Yeah, come on,
I
babe,
can see
you got
Chris
it.
doing this for almost every episode.
You got
Yeah,
the
let's
you got the
do it.
guts
Hey,
out?
do you mind playing catch and just letting me know how it was?
Every week I just make a Facebook status like, anyone solve a Rubik's Cube lately?
Yeah. Babe,
Uh,
babe, can I have the seeds when you're done?
Yeah. Can you roast them up?
You
A
mind
little-
roasting them? Yeah, Alex's mom says like a little olive oil.
Can you
and
text
salt and
Alex's
salt.
mom for me?
All right.
But I'd say the biggest takeaway from this painting, I gave I think a pretty solid rating, and I liked that you could do it all year round.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like I've painted, I think twice since then, not a ton, but
Mhm.
hey, something
Much more than me.
much more than you guys probably. Pumpkin carving, I won't carve a pumpkin outside of the month of October in my life. Fact, I'm putting it out there.
Weirdo if you did. Yeah.
So it's not a year-long hobby. That's all right. I'll give it a solid rating. I liked your rating, Andrew. 5.5. Yay. Maybe I'll do it again this year.
Awesome.
Mine was too high.
Definitely we'll do it again next
Good stuff, Chris.
year. All
Cool.
right. Well, that's the first half of the show. Now we're going to get into our next section. This is the little part we like to call What's on Your Mind. And each week here at I Need a Hobby, we get a submission from a fan of the show, sends in a song for the section. This week we got submission from fan of the show, The Great P.
It's almost Halloween.
All right, thanks, P. We also each week will ask for a fan to send in a What's on Your Mind. So send those in to us at ineedahobbypod@gmail.com. Hit us on Snapchat. Really, any other means that you can find us.
I think we have a fan submission
Yeah. So
actually
this
pulled
week we got one from fan of the show, Dave.
Dave. Been a
Dave.
while, Dave. Good to hear from you
Faithful
again.
listener. Send them in if you have anything on your mind, really anything. But Dave this week says, here's what's on your mind for the pod. I guess what's on his mind. Good one, Dave. Today I was running, and a group of people in front of me were taking up the whole sidewalk, so I could not have really gone around them. There was about a 2-foot area of space, so I ran immediately around them without alerting them I was coming up from behind. Also, I was running at a decent pace, so I didn't want to break stride, slowing down for a group in front. I'm not a proponent of the on your left technique. It's pretty
Tell me
uncomfortable.
about it. I said that in cycling. It's
No?
weird. Yeah.
Yeah?
So weird.
Okay.
He thinks he did the right thing. Thoughts? Davey boy.
Dang. I think on your left is good for cycling because
Mhm.
you're
coming in
You
hot on
smash into someone on a bike, you're getting injured. If you smash into someone running, like, come on, you're fine.
Yeah. So I would say that he probably didn't do the right thing, but
Dave?
Yeah, but I would encourage that behavior, and I would do it too.
What do you think is the right thing in that scenario?
Slow down, I think, and find a way around.
But he was going at a decent pace and didn't want to break stride.
Weren't you listening to
Got to
Davey?
compromise.
I think I
don't know.
I would disagree with that. I guess you're right. Like, that's probably what you're supposed to do is just like wait for the best time. But if you are like, what if he's
Yeah.
if he's
Oh,
doing a workout?
I don't
and
blame
it's
him. I'm
important?
saying what
Yeah.
I would have done is
What he
did. Yeah.
Yeah, probably the same for me.
That is the worst. Like, you think they were spooked? It is almost Halloween.
Another-
Like, it's perfect.
Yeah, he can get away with it.
I'm
That's
carving-
what you're
I
saying.
am
He
carving
just ran
pumpkins.
by and said, "Boo!"
Well, I'd say one
Pulls
thing
out his cane.
I find I have trouble with because I recently when I've been running, it's been dark out because I'll go after work and it's starting to get dark out a little earlier. And I also usually run with headphones in, so it's
Yeah.
like I can't hear everything. So it's like I'll be running, I'll see someone and I'll say something, but I don't know how loud I'm saying it. So
Yeah.
I'm like, ah! Look out!
I also don't know what I'm saying. Sometimes it's just
I forget how words work when I'm jamming out. I don't know. Just a bad situation. I think especially in the dark though, it can be a problem. I think it's
Yeah,
what's
that's true.
I'll
Oh,
usually
in the
That
dark
is
it's the
scary.
worst.
in those
Scary,
situations,
yeah.
I'll try to say something. I'll say something like on your left or like, ear up,
See, I never do that, but now I'm starting to think I might be wrong.
because I don't want to spook anyone out.
I'll
I mean,
like sometimes like, which maybe this is weird, and I should just say like, hey. Sometimes I'll like purposely like do a
yeah,
sniff
I-
out
Oh,
or
that's,
something.
I do
that
something
is
Or I'll,
so weird.
or I'll go like, I'll be like, so it sounds like a normal running noise.
Yeah.
But the person in front of
normal running noise.
You know, sometimes you're running and you have a frog in your throat and you're like, ugh. But you know, so the person in front of me doesn't think like, so they know I'm coming, but so I don't have to say like,
Yeah.
hey, by the way,
That
I'm
is so
sneaking
funny.
up.
Woo!
Whoops.
That reminds me of what I just said about the mail thing. It's like you said you did that too.
exactly.
It's just like you're not going to go out at the same time. You
Have
gotta
you guys
wait.
ever had someone when you're running? Because this happened to me driving the other day. Have you guys ever had someone when you're running like do anything like, I don't know? I just thought about like tapping someone on the shoulder when you're running. Like, what if Dave like tapped them on the shoulder and ran by? Because when I was driving the other day, there was a big crowd of people, and my arm was. I told you about this, Andrew.
Yeah.
My arm was out the window, and some guy came over and just gave me knuckles.
That's so funny. I love that.
And I was like, well, that's not right. You can't do that.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, I don't know how I'd feel about.
I think
tapping
Dave.
shoulder.
I think Dave did the right thing.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, then
Cool.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
That's my advice.
Good work, Dave.
Nice job,
Keep it up.
Dave.
Good one, Dave.
Thanks for the email.
All right. Andrew, what's on your mind?
All right, guys. Here's what's on my mind this week. So I wear contacts, okay,
Nice.
and I leave my contacts in the bathroom. And the other day, and this has happened like a few times, my roommates will be like in the shower, and I'll need to like put my contacts in. And pretty much every time I say like, I don't know. For me, this is like not weird at all, but for them, I feel like it's always really awkward and strange. And I'm wondering if like I've never experienced this, right? Where they'll just be in the shower, like completely in the shower, and I just say like, "Hey, can I just run in real quick and get my contacts in?" And every time I can tell they're like insanely uncomfortable. They're just like,
I would be.
why does it matter? I don't understand why that's weird. I just need to get my contacts in. Like they're in the shower. I'm just going to run in, get my contacts in, and then leave. So I'm the weird one here. That's really funny.
Well, I'd say
I've been curious about that.
They're naked in there.
Yeah.
Sudsing
Who
it up-
cares?
Sudsing up who knows what, you know?
They're like in the shower.
I would say it's definitely like.
I'm not going to look.
I don't think
They're
it's.
like, I got him.
Hey, I got to get my contacts so I could look.
For me, it's definitely not that weird. I feel like I don't know. I grew up like in a house with like 3 kids, and my everyone getting ready at the same time. It was kind of like someone's in the shower, someone's got to pee, someone's got to do whatever, like kind of like that. But at the same time, I don't think
I grew up like that too, but then I grew out of it.
Yeah, I think right now like.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
It would have
know
to be
this
like
now.
it'd have to be an emergency for me to want to get in there.
Yeah.
But because I don't know, when I'm in the shower, it's my me time, you know.
Yeah, it's my me time as
You
well,
know,
Chris.
yeah.
I mean,
So okay, give me the justification.
No, I'd say you're.
it's me time. Don't you understand?
I think that's it. It's you're definitely not.
I need to go to school. I need my.
You're
contacts in.
you're definitely not wrong.
you should plan ahead.
Yeah, I think
Plan ahead.
Really?
It seems like this happens all the time.
maybe keep him in your room.
Keep them in your room.
All right, that's fine. I'm fine with
yeah.
that. I just think
if this has happened multiple
that's so
times,
interesting.
if this has happened multiple
Not
times,
like this doesn't happen like weekly.
Doesn't
It
happen
probably
every day.
happens like 2 or 3 times a year. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's definitely
hey,
not.
do you mind if I
that
could come
weird.
in there and I'm a little. Can I also shower? I'm just a little dirty. It just reminds me of that.
You don't
scene-
have to be done yet. You can stay in.
It doesn't matter. You just step aside.
This reminds me of.
I'll close my. I don't even have my contacts in. It doesn't matter.
This reminds me of a funny story from a few months ago, maybe at this point. But my current roommate, Brian, his college roommate was over, and Brian's made some sort of joke like, "Oh yeah, like if I'm in the shower and you gotta pee, just like it's cool. Like I don't really care. Like Travis knows about that." And Travis thought that Brian was saying like, it's cool to pee in the shower, unrelated. He's like, "Yeah, man, just aim for the, like, just aim for the whatever it's called,
Aim
like,
for the drain.
aim for the drain, man." Like, it was just
that's funny. Like
just a funny
yeah,
scene.
like him just saying like, if
Yeah.
I'm in the shower, I can just pee there.
Yeah, but then
Who
it
cares?
sounded like it was like, "Brian, just aim for the drain. I won't look, man. Just watch out for my
that's
toes."
so funny.
It's really great.
That's really good. This
yeah.
whole thing reminds me of the scene from Home Alone. Maybe it was Home Alone 2, where Kevin McAllister is like sneaking up in his uncle, and his uncle was mad. I think his uncle was in his right mind. You know that scene?
No.
You know the scene?
No.
Oh my God.
I haven't seen Home Alone. You talk a lot
Yeah,
about Home Alone.
You talk a lot about Home Alone. Yeah.
That's not true. That's 'cause
Off pod, it's like exclusively Home
You
Alone
brought it
talk.
up off pod last time. Not me. No. Well, his uncle was mad that Kevin McAllister is sneaking in the bathroom to audio record him.
That's kind of
And
funny.
I feel like you were doing that with our podcast. Our podcast equipment when you came in, I saw it had some suds on it. I thought maybe you snuck in and just trying to audio record someone taking a shower.
I didn't get all the
Could be
suds
true.
off.
Wait, alternate question.
I shower with the podcast.
Alternate question: if you're putting your contacts in,
Mm-hmm.
or something of the like, maybe shaving,
Mm-hmm.
and your roommate knocks on the door, "Oh, I really gotta pee," You cool with them coming in?
No.
I don't like that either.
Well,
I don't
if it's contacts, then
I guess you could just
Then I
like
can
take
just
a
leave.
break.
if it's shaving, yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
If I say that I care about that, then I'm a hypocrite.
No,
I
but
don't
yeah,
care. I don't care.
but
What
you'd
if they're like, I really got to take a shower?
That's fine. That's even better. But like,
That's not better. Oh, yeah, I guess
Oh,
it's
boy.
not- it's not
besides
being-
the obvious problem with that sentence,
that they're a creep.
but
and
I
a
would.
weirdo.
What I'm saying is that I would never like.
I gotta shower. I can't hold.
I would
it.
never
can't
say
hold
like.
this.
I would never say like. I can't hold it.
I'm so dirty.
I would never say that. I desperately need a shave, you know,
Right.
Because if my roommate's
Right, but-
in the shower, I just need to get
Yeah,
contacts,
that's
or I need
fair.
to brush my teeth.
Yeah, you're on your way out the
That's
door, basically.
essential. Literally, both of those are
Oh,
essential.
yeah. I'm thinking like maybe a job interview or something. But yeah, whatever.
Even if I had a job interview and I forgot to shave, that one's on me.
Yeah.
I can't drive without my
Yeah,
contacts.
okay,
I
that's
can't.
fair.
I mean,
I can't brush.
I
my
guess I
teeth.
can brush. I can't go without brushing my teeth. You know that. You know
I
what
just
mean?
think if you're in the bathroom,
Yeah.
like I'd be cool if someone said, "Hey, I have to come in and take a big leak or something." But I would prefer they didn't. You know, like
Yeah.
if I'm in the
Okay.
bathroom, I'm in the bathroom.
Me time.
No one else is in the bathroom except for me, myself, and I.
Okay.
You know,
All right, I'm
fair.
glad we could really discuss this. That was,
and I think
that was for a lot.
especially, I guess shower. If anyone's gonna come in at any time, it's when I'm in the shower.
Hmm.
If I'm using the bathroom or using the toilet or whatever, then that's the last time I want someone to come
Leave
in.
me alone.
Okay.
All right, Alex. What's on your mind?
All right, here's something that came across my mind pretty recently. You guys know Carrot Top?
Is he a rapper?
Oh,
No, he's a
God.
comedian.
With red hair.
Yeah, do you know him?
Yeah.
I feel like he's only famous for being a notoriously like bad comedian.
I feel like he's
Right?
like the sample. Yeah, he's like
bad. Like that
Oh,
stinks. He's probably
funny.
insanely wealthy, almost world famous except for Andrew, and it's just because he's bad at his job,
That's
quote
funny.
unquote.
He's
Like,
he's
who
just
else
like
is like
people
that?
like that.
Who else is like that though?
Taylor
Mm.
Swift.
No.
She puts out
I mean,
bangers.
yeah, to me, yes, but like maybe like Rebecca Black, but she's not. She's
Yeah,
not Carrot
not
Top.
quite
Yeah,
Carrot
famous.
Top.
Taylor Swift is like what's the word?
People actually like.
Proportionally, or like like
People like her.
there. She's better. Like I can't
Yeah.
think of the
Yeah,
word. You
but
know what I mean?
Carrot Top is like he uses all the props and stuff. Isn't that what he's like?
Yeah,
technically
he's like a
for? So it's
prop
like
comic.
it's just a running joke. Like he's.
I bet he is funny.
I'm sure
He
it is.
must
I've
be
never
funny.
seen the show, but I feel like I was watching Family Guy the other day, and they're like, "It's about as funny as Carrot Top."
Yeah, like he's only referenced to make fun of him. Like,
yeah.
that's got to be a rough life.
Carrot Top's a tough name, to just.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
that's
don't,
on
like-
him. That's
I
on
feel
him.
like the Wayans brothers kind of have that. You know.
Yeah, who are they?
They made like White Chicks.
Oh, I love
Yeah,
those.
that's
I watched
like-
White Chicks this weekend.
But I feel like a
Love
lot of
those
people
guys.
actually like that. Like,
Wait, time out.
yeah, huh?
You watching White Chicks this weekend?
Yeah, me and all my friends.
That's funny.
Great time.
But
It was
I
one of
feel
those,
like
it
that.
was
People
got
actually
started-
like that.
Yeah.
Like people will.
You're saying no one likes Carrot Top?
No, but I feel like they reference him, like ironically now. Like
Mhm.
Chris just said he likes Wayne Brothers.
Yeah.
Wayne's Brothers, whatever.
Little Guy, great movie.
You know, I don't actually know who they
All
are.
right.
But
Yeah, you'd recognize.
Sure. Okay.
I don't know who else is out. I'm sure there are other people. Like I for some reason my mind is going to Guy Fieri, but even him, like
Yeah, he's somewhat likable.
he's successful and likable. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know who else is out there that is the same as Carrot Top. This poor guy. I just feel so bad for him.
Yeah, probably he's got a lot of money though.
He's got to be
Yeah.
filthy rich.
All right,
Yeah, that's about it.
cool.
We'll figure it out. Let us know. Email in,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah. Also, please email in if you do a similar bathroom thing to me to make me feel a little better.
Or if you carve a pumpkin, send us a picture, please.
Yeah, that's true.
just
Snapchat.
someone
Oh, yeah.
someone talk to us.
Let's reiterate that in the plugs.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, you're
all
right.
those things.
Speaking of the plugs.
No, Chris has.
yeah,
What's on
I
your mind?
guess I'm
Oh
not-
yeah. Sorry. I forgot.
Jeez.
I just want to go.
Here's what's on my mind. I was kind of inspired last night.
Mm-hmm.
So
I was watching White Chicks.
my aforementioned roommate Brian comes home,
Mm.
from work, and we're talking. I'm like, "Yeah, any plans tonight?" He's like, "Dude, I want to make a Reuben."
Yeah.
We've talked about Reubens on this podcast before.
That's my favorite sandwich.
Great sandwich. I'm like, okay, don't think much of it. He comes back.
I'm so happy you said
Yeah,
that.
he comes back probably like an hour later. He's got what do you use? Pastrami or corned beef, whatever type of
Yeah.
meat it is. I'm
I
not
think it's corned beef.
I think it's
it's
corned beef.
supposed to be
Corned
corned
beef.
beef.
corned beef, sauerkraut, a good Swiss cheese, some rye bread,
That sounds like
Heck,
a Reuben to
yeah.
me.
The best thing, he went to this store where he bought.
You put on like Russian dressing, right?
Yeah, so he went to the store where he had gotten a good Reuben before and asked them how they make the dressing.
Oh my, this is so cool.
He
I wish
went
I,
in
I
on
wish
it.
he I wish
Yeah.
he texted me and said,
I
"Hey,
know.
let's do this."
So he goes and gets. They were just like, we can just give you some of our dressing, but they just gave it to him for free because they were probably inspired by this man's story. Comes back, I see the sandwich. It looks so good. So in like a week or so, I have a day where I kind of have some weird hours. So I got a lot. I'm working early in the morning. I'm
Yeah.
off late.
Uh-huh.
I want to do something like this. I just inspiration.
You're
What's
gonna
something?
you're gonna do a
something
scavenger
that
hunt type mission.
Something
for
that
the-
I want to make and I want to make right.
Wow.
Hmm.
I mean, I made after the whole 30. I made this really good chicken parm, and it was so good.
Like you breaded the chicken.
But I
everything
think I
yourself.
breaded it. I did it all, but I think even with that, like, I could have gotten like a really good sauce if I wanted
Yeah.
to, or a really good cheese.
Bought a
Like
good
there are
fresh
bigger
mozzarella.
steps. Yeah,
My-
there are
My
better
last
steps I
whole
could've done.
30 meal, I made like a spaghetti squash casserole,
Ooh.
and I kind of like went in on that because I didn't.
Yeah, I wanna
when
see
I like
that.
did my whole 30 meals, I did like kind of simple ones, kind of for most of it. But
Yeah.
then I really like it was kind of what you're saying. I
Mm.
was inspired. Like this is my last meal, and I just really like went for it.
Right.
I don't know. I can't like think of something like specific that you would really like. The Reuben is a good idea.
Yeah, what are you into, Chris?
I don't know.
What about like a hand tossed pizza? Perhaps?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking something like that and
'Cause you could
buying
just
like
buy the dough.
buy
and
like really good mozzarella, really good sauce, like
Yeah.
something fun about that.
Yeah,
I,
pizza
like,
could be good.
because
I-
homemade pizza's fun.
I think for me, a part of this, I want to go to some sort of like authentic market too, you know, like to like a
Mhm.
butcher, like
Right,
that's
right.
something satisfying about it. Maybe
you
I'll,
could-
or
you-
maybe I'll make like a really good steak and like
Ooh,
you know
yeah.
and figure out. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like you could do
Figure
that
out
with
how to do that.
Yeah.
to get like you could do that with the pizza because
Yeah, that's
pizza
true.
you can just have a lot of toppings. Like you could get
Mm.
like some like local fruit or something, you know,
Cool.
Fruit on your pizza?
like pineapple or
The only
anything.
Oh,
the only
God.
fruit I want on my pizza is tomato.
Agreed.
Baby, okay.
None of that.
Or
on there.
pineapple would be good.
Yeah, a local pineapple.
I was thinking I think cheese is the best pizza. I'm going back to my
Ooh.
roots.
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, dude, you know
Yeah,
me,
good.
vanilla ice cream cheese pizza.
Never
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah, debatable.
No,
I think
I
the
definitely
pizza
do
the
think
pizza
that.
idea is pretty good
Hmm.
because it was my idea. So
But I can tell Chris is not like
You're not all
he's
for the
not
pizza.
Yeah,
inspired.
what like he came home and was like, "I'm going to make a Reuben tonight."
What if you did like a Dagwood, a Dagwood sandwich,
It has
No.
like all sorts of meats, kind
which
of.
is like it's like 15 sandwiches stacked onto each
So you
other,
need, like-
and then you put like a big old toothpick in and an
yeah.
olive. What if you
Yeah.
came home with that and you're like, ooh, like topple it over, you just take
Yeah.
one big bite?
Yeah,
I
that'd be
think
good.
you'd strike me as a little
I'll
bit of a
say- I'll-
Dagwood kind of guy.
Yeah, I could go for Dagwood. I'll tweet out a picture or Instagram whenever I do make this,
Yeah.
whatever this meal is. But I'm looking forward to
Gonna
it.
I'm
go in.
excited. I might
Yeah.
do this too. We might have to do an episode.
Ooh,
Of
I think this is a
just
good
like the
idea.
perfect
our
meal.
food journeys.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
like I like that. Yeah, Brian just went like, I'm gonna do this, and then he
Mhm.
left the house and he like
Made a night
did a
of it.
little scavenger hunt and stuff.
that is
Yeah,
awesome.
And I'm
did
just like imagine like the next day he goes into work like, "Oh, did you do anything last night?" He goes,
Did I ever?
"Made a Reuben."
Hey, did you do anything today? Nothing. No, I didn't do anything.
All right, cool. Well, should I?
All right, we're gonna get those plugs
Should I
out.
hit him
Yeah.
with plugs? So, you liked what you heard? You liked us talking about pumpkins? Go into our website, IneedHobbyPod.com. You can hear all the episodes there. Hit us up on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, IneedHobbyPod.
Message us our pictures of your pumpkins.
Yeah.
Pictures of your pumpkins.
Email in or Instagram
Snapchat.
or
Snapchat.
yeah, Snapchat. I guess
Um,
don't. Well, yeah, you could Instagram message to us. Yeah, that'd be great.
DM.
Or
Yeah.
Tag us.
if you don't, if your phone isn't working, if you don't have an Instagram, leave a review, 5 stars, and just
Yep,
describe
iTunes.
the pumpkin like vaguely in
Yep.
the in
Yeah,
the review
yeah.
section. That would work.
And then we'll rate that review 5 stars in
Yeah.
our minds because
Yes,
you can't
yeah.
do that
On our
on
next
iTunes.
episode.
And hey, don't have a pumpkin or tools? You think you can buy a pumpkin on Amazon? I don't know. Probably seems you can buy
I bet you
anything.
can.
these
They have like
days.
the Amazon Fresh
That's
now.
so weird.
I
bro.
need hobbypod.com/Amazon. Hit it up.
All right. And buy our shirts.
Yeah.
See you
All
next
right.
week.